Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one that I've been putting off for the longest time, but this is going to be the top 10 ingredients to avoid. At least these are the top 10 ingredients that I choose to avoid. This is going to be the second video in my How to Go Green series. So if you would like to see the ingredients, like the big players that you should avoid in your beauty, skincare, body care products, then just stick around. Also, if you haven't seen the first video of my How to Go Green series, that's a video where I talk about my top 5 tips on how to transition over to green eco beauty. So I'll leave like a little title card link thing in the top corner here. And before I jump into these 10 ingredients, I want to make the disclaimer that this information that I'm putting out there is information that I found on the Environmental Working Group's website. And also the order in which these ingredients are going to be listed, it's no particular order. There's no like importance with how I came up with these ingredients. These are just the ingredients that came to my mind. So yeah. Now the first ingredient that I have on my list is aluminum, and aluminum can be found in many conventional antiperspirants. What aluminum does is it creates a temporary like physical plug in your underarms so that you stop sweating. But the issue surrounding aluminum is that there has been like some links between that ingredient and breast cancer. And then on WebMD, if you look up, it says that aluminum really doesn't cause breast cancer. It's kind of like a weird situation, but aluminum can cause skin irritation. So I just chose to forego conventional antiperspirants, and it's been a struggle because Secret Clinical Strength was like my holy grail deodorant. But now I just use natural deodorants. They don't stop me from sweating, so I will still sweat, but my body odor is in check. So that is ingredient number 1. The second ingredient on my list is going to be talc, and talc can actually be contaminated with asbestos fibers, so that can be toxic to your respiratory system. And also, even cosmic grade talc free of asbestos, it's a form of magnesium silicate that can also be toxic and carcinogenic to you. Carcinogenic meaning that it can cause cancer or possibly cause cancer. And talc is found in many mineral makeup products or just makeup products in general. It's also found in baby powders, and recently Johnson & Johnson actually lost a lawsuit to the family of Jackie Fox. Jackie Fox was using Johnson & Johnson's baby powder as a feminine hygiene product for many years. I want to say like maybe over 20 years or something like that, and she developed ovarian cancer, which led to her death, unfortunately. So her family sued Johnson & Johnson, and the company awarded the family $72 million in damages because Johnson & Johnson didn't write a warning on the label of their baby powder saying that it can be carcinogenic. So yeah, I would avoid talc in almost any product pretty much. I think it also there's an issue of how it's refined and extracted and stuff like that, so that's where contamination can occur. So yeah, I would totally avoid talc. There's tons of baby powders out there, tons of makeup that doesn't contain talc, so just read the labels really carefully. The third ingredient on my list is lead, and the reason why I choose to avoid it is because small traces of lead can actually be found in lipstick, and that just totally shocked and rocked my world. I did not know that at all, and that was a big reason why I switched over to cleaner makeup and skincare and all of that. It was also because a YouTuber actually pointed that out, and she made like a whole video. She even makes her own lipsticks out of crayons. She did like a DIY video. And according to EWG.org, lead can be found in black hair dyes for men, and that hair dye can be transferred over to like household services that kids can ingest. So lead is a neurotoxin, so it's very toxic for your nervous system. And yeah, I totally avoid lead in anything, regardless if it's beauty, makeup, whatever. I would just avoid it in general. The fourth ingredient on my list are going to be parabens. Now, maybe you've heard about parabens and you've seen a lot of products that say that they're paraben free and all that. The issue surrounding parabens is that they are actually preservatives found in a wide variety of cosmetic, skincare, body care products. And what the issue is that it mimics estrogen. And specifically on ewg.org, it says that longer chain parabens like propyl and butyl paraben and their branch counterparts, isopropyl, isobutyl parabens, may disrupt the endocrine system and cause reproductive and developmental disorders. So I've heard on the other side that parabens are actually safe because we've been using it for years, but there's natural preservatives out there too, so I just avoid parabens because I don't need anything to mimic estrogen in my body. So the fifth ingredient on this list are going to be phthalates, and apparently phthalates can damage the male reproductive system, according to EWG. EWG.org also says that pregnant women should avoid nail polish containing dibutyl phthalate, and that everyone should avoid products mixed with fragrance, which indicates a chemical mixture that may contain phthalates. I think phthalates are also like a preservative, just like parabens as well. So yeah, I avoid phthalates too. They're found in a ton of beauty products, like face washes and stuff like that as well. Number 6 on this list is going to be formaldehyde. So formaldehyde, if you don't know, is an extremely strong preservative that's actually used on dead bodies in mortuaries to actually preserve the way they look. It's one of the ingredients or substances that morticians actually use, and by the International Agency on Research on Cancer, it's a known human carcinogen, so it can cause cancer. And it's also an asthmagen, so I believe it causes asthma. It's a neurotoxicant, a developmental toxicant, and it was once mixed into many personal care products as an antiseptic. And this use has been declined, however, and some hair straighteners, like chemical hair straighteners, think like Brazilian blowout, keratin hair straightening type of services found in salons that are super popular to straighten out like seriously like frizzy hair. That process can release formaldehyde, and that can expose hairstylists and their clients to that chemical. So yeah, I would avoid doing Brazilian blowouts and stuff like that. Number 7 on this list is triclosan. Triclosan is commonly found in antibacterial soaps, and it's very toxic to the aquatic environment. It actually can disrupt thyroid function and reproductive hormones. The American Medical Association and the American Academy of Microbiology say that soap and water serves just as well to prevent the spread of infections and reduce bacteria on the skin. And overuse of products that contain triclosan, you can actually cause the development of bacterial resistance. So ditch anything that says it kills 99% of germs and that contains triclosan, and just use regular soap and water as a hand wash, because you don't need like super bug bacterias to be causing you harm and all that. Number 8 on this list is BHA, and EWG.org says that the National Toxicology Program classifies butylated hydroxyanisole, that's what BHA stands for, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that second word right. It classifies it as a reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. So again, it can cause cancer. It can also cause skin depigmentation. In animal studies, BHA produces liver damage and causes stomach cancers such as papillomas and carcinomas, and interferes with normal reproductive system development and thyroid hormone levels. So the European Union considers it unsafe in fragrance, but it's found in food packaging, and personal care products sold in the US. Yeah, BHA, definitely avoid it. Number 9 on the list is fragrance. And according to US federal law, a company doesn't have to disclose what ingredients are in its fragrance mixture. So fragrance can actually contain hormone disruptors, and fragrance is a common allergen, skin irritant. So if you notice that you are very sensitive to certain products, check to see if it actually has fragrance listed on the label. Fragrance is usually going to be at the very end of a product's ingredient list. So if you do find that a lot of your products contain fragrance and you are allergic or you develop irritation from them, try switching over to a product that is fragrance free, and you might see better results with that. And lastly, ingredient number 10 is going to be PEG. It's also known as cetirizine and polyethylene, and it's a family of conditioning and cleaning agents that go by many names. These synthetic ingredients are frequently contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, which the US government considers a probable human carcinogen and which readily penetrates the skin. Cosmetics makers could easily remove the 1,4-dioxane from ingredients, but tests documenting its common presence in products show that they often don't. So anything that's like abbreviated pretty much on a product's ingredient list, I tried to avoid it, whether it be BHA, PEG. There's like a ton of like 3-letter acronyms, so I tend to avoid almost all of those in my ingredients list. And that does it for this video of the top 10 ingredients that I avoid, and maybe that you should avoid too. You don't necessarily have to avoid all of these, but I just thought I would make this video to serve as a guideline for someone who wants to transition over to cleaner alternatives and who doesn't really know about certain ingredients and what they do and what their concerns are. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on making a complimentary blog post to this video to list some lesser known ingredients as well, to kind of go in detail and more about some other ingredients that I choose to avoid. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so that I know to continue with this series, and make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!